No pressure.
Hello, gorgeous party people. How are we doing?
No one ever sees me.
You can be seen. I've never told you to not
I know,
be seen.
but like no one ever sees me. They don't think I exist.
I don't think they don't think you exist. I'm not talking to a ghost.
No. They're like, oh, I never see mom. See, now I was showing for like 2.2 seconds.
There you go.
So people like know I'm a real person.
I have not been talking with AI this whole time.
I didn't say,
Especially
I
not.
didn't say you were.
Especially not with some of the sass I get. I'm definitely not talking to AI.
No, I never said you were talking to AI. People are like, oh, I never see mom, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
I always joke when I'm on calls. I'm like, you see Persis because she's like the face of the business.
Right.
And mom's just in the background with her 2 cents that people want or don't want, you
Exactly.
know? Something like that.
Hello, gorgeous party people. Say hi as you jump on. My voice is cracking. I'm going through puberty apparently.
I heard you did a
Stick
live
with me.
with one of my girls who just got married.
Yeah, she
was
came
there.
in.
Yeah, that
She
was so
came in.
nice. I was so happy to hear that, you know?
One of mom's clients, mom's in the background over here, recently just got married in, where is it, Chicago?
No, I don't, maybe
I thought it was
somewhere,
Chicago.
like around, but they're supposed to be moving to Hawaii.
And they're moving to Hawaii. They're a military couple. Mom assisted them, the woman, to attract, the dream man, and they just got married.
I know.
We're so excited.
Like the cutest thing, you know?
She looks so
She's
great
so
in her
adorable.
wedding photos
She's
and
so
everything. She
adorable.
looks incredible.
Yeah. We did money or business too.
Yeah, you guys did money, and she
little
got
bit.
a raise or something.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I told her, I'm like, this is what I need you to do. I need you just to imagine living in Hawaii, sitting on the beach and just making money.
Sipping your pina
I'm
colada.
telling you, that's the life, man.
While a pool boy just fans you.
Seriously.
And feeds you grapes.
Seriously.
I love it. All right, guys, say hi as you jump on. Share this out. Like it. Like. We're only going to be on here for a very short period of time.
Because we have things
Delivering
to do.
a very precise lecture for you today to help you go ahead in your respective manifestation. If you want to drop down what you're manifesting, feel free to. Like I said, like it up, share it with friends. Let's dive into it. So, a popular thing that's been coming up with our clients and just with people in general. Hi, Chloe.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's not what I watch on.
Is
I don't ever wear.
That's fine. Is the 3D. The 3D showing you opposite evidence. Now, I like to call this that the 3D is vomiting on you, or purging is a common manifestation terminology. I just like to say things in a fun, cheeky way. So I call it like the 3D vomiting on you because that's what it kind of feels like.
That's what it is, basically.
Basically. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about why the 3D vomits on you. Why is it when, as soon as you get serious about manifesting, you have your goal, you have your intention, you have your target, you begin to do things that you get a butt ton of movement in the opposite direction. Now, before I dive in and give my 2 cents, I want to allow Mom, who's also one of my coaches. Hi, I missed you too. I want to allow Mom, who's also one of my coaches, to dive in on the 3D opposite evidence and give your take, and then I'll give my take, and we'll have a little respective back and forth.
Perfect. I love it. Okay, so this is my take. Let's just use the common example. I'm trying to manifest money. I'm trying to get a bigger paying job. I'm trying to work less and earn more.
Yep.
If I know I'm brought up in a scarcity mindset, and this is my dominant belief, thought, how life shows up for me,
Yep.
no matter what I do, I'm always going to get nothing or very little.
Right.
Now,
Because that's the mindset, how the things have been that way. Yeah. It's been my truth.
This is my story, my
Yeah.
beliefs, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now I start telling myself, I'm going to get a raise. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to get a bigger paying job. I'm going to work less. I'm going to make more. But I don't fully believe it because maybe I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough. It's never happened. I don't believe it's possible for me. If I keep telling myself negativity, it's never going to happen.
Right.
But when you start to correct the brain and say, yes, I am going to make more, have clients, be wealthy, make money. Okay, good. I need you to start saying this until you start to believe it. But the 3D is always going to test you And like others are making more. Well, others are making more, but why aren't I making more? Well, I'm not making more because I don't believe it, but I'm getting triggered because others are doing it because they don't have those beliefs.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Okay.
But I still have to keep telling myself it's possible whether I believe it or I don't believe it.
Yeah.
But the brain's going to always be like, knock, knock. You're not going to get this because you never had it before. And if I entertain that thought, it's never going to happen. I have to keep correcting my brain until it's become dominant enough where like, oh shit, now I'm seeing evidence. Now it's actually possible.
Okay.
I got a little excited there. I was
You
like
did get
yelling
excited.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like
excited.
it. I like it. And so I like Mom's take, and I agree with her take entirely. There's many different reasons why your 3D would be vomiting on you as soon as you start to manifest. One of them that she very eloquently put together is that it's because you've been brought up in a certain way that is very far away from what you eventually want as your final end product in your reality. And so, how do I say what I want to say? Oftentimes, we don't really sit down and audit how our past experiences have shaped our current identity, our current belief system, and what we really believe is possible for us. I'll give you a really great example in love. Some people are like, yeah, I don't feel anything, as it pertains to my ex. Like, I'm healed, I'm fine, I'm this, I'm that. Everything's great, I'm going out, I'm feeling myself, I'm going to ladies' night, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But that has absolutely nothing to do with attracting love. I'll tell you why. When a woman comes in to our coaching and it's like, yeah, I feel good, I feel fine, I feel this, I feel that, I feel like, if anything, I'm upset as to why I'm not getting better men. I'll ask them, what kind of men are you getting? Oh, the kind that don't put in that effort. Oh, the kind that don't prioritize me. Oh, the kind that don't choose me, or the ones that I want don't want me back. That tells me everything I need to know of how you have not technically healed your past at all. Like the things that, like, you think you're fine, but there are these subconscious programs that are running underneath the surface. Does that make sense, team? Does that make sense? Because what you're attracting now is evidence of where your subconscious has not healed. Not. N-O-T, all caps, bold, italicized, underline it also.
Someone's giving you hearts.
Yeah, they're likes.
Oh, okay. I thought they were, okay.
Yeah, but they are hearts,
Yeah.
like likes and stuff like that. I appreciate the likes, guys.
Isn't
It's
that so
really
nice?
helping to push the video out as well. I appreciate it.
I love when people are like, being so responsive,
Yeah, absolutely.
Being so nice.
So the evidence that you're getting, hello, the evidence that you're getting right now is indicating where your subconscious actually isn't in alignment or hasn't healed. Hi, family. Hi.
Aww.
And so I love Mom's take in that sense, because oftentimes we have things that are running in the foreground that we're not really realizing. Go ahead.
I'd like to share a story.
Yeah, go for
when
it.
you videoed me without my permission when I was doing my insurance.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Oh my God.
OGs will only remember that.
Huh?
OGs will only remember
Yeah,
that.
I'd like you to tell that just a little bit when you're done.
Yeah. Let's tell that story. So there was a time in the past,
Goodness.
before I bought my family this beautiful house, that we were staying in a very small space. Very small space. And we were just in a very different situation financially. Things were just not going our way. I'll spare you all the drama, right? But it was a time where we were more, I don't want to say starting out, but like in the midst of
You were
our
just
coaching,
starting also.
our coaching business.
But I was doing insurance.
And she was doing insurance. And I was trying to teach her about the manifestation side of things. And I would see her get incredibly frustrated that she would come out sometimes, and some people were so disrespectful and so mean and so rude on these calls. And she would come out sometimes like literally in tears, crying. And so with my newfound knowledge of manifestation, I would ask her, I'd be like, what's wrong? And she's like, well, I can't remember what you said at the time, but
I
it's
would
like,
just say, like,
they're
they're
not
not
qualified, or they're
not buying.
Yeah, they're not qualified.
Yeah.
I would say is the better terminology, because these were people that were more aged. They didn't maybe realize what they're clicking on online and stuff like that. And then they would get phone calls from people who would be following up about this insurance, and they would get so angry because they didn't really understand what they were signing up for. And then they would just kind of abuse and hang up the call.
Abuse is a really good word.
And so anyway, to make a long story short, she would be like, these people aren't qualified. They're not understanding what they're clicking on. And then they're just taking out all their frustration on me. And I'm not actually able to go ahead in terms of this, business. And so I would tell her, I was like, well, let's make an affirmation. I will answer that in a second. Let's make an affirmation that's like I can't remember what we made at the time, but it was like
everybody buys from me, or everybody's qualified. Or
everybody's qualified, or every person that I speak to, needs what I have to offer, or something to that extent. I can't remember what it was, but we made some kind of affirmation to be able to conjunct what was happening that was unfavorable. Like every person I speak to needs what I have to offer. I only attract the people who need my specific service, something to that extent, which was like a really good, powerful affirmation. And then what happened on the other end of it is she would be like, well, that's just not realistic. These leads are very, these leads are very random. We just get them and I'm like, I don't care about all these circumstances that you're filling my ears with. I would sass her. I'd be like, I don't care about all these circumstances you're filling my ears with. I was like, if you continue to decide with each and every single call, no matter who's qualified, no matter who's not, no matter who clicked purposely or who didn't, or no matter who's abusing you on the line or not abusing you on the line, what will happen is you will eventually get a certain type of the algorithm kick in place here. And then from that point forward, you might get a no, and then you might get a no, and then you might get a no, but then the next one will be a yes. And I was like, what we're doing this for with every time is we're doing it to be able to get more yeses than nos. So if you do something, you decide something and it's a no, well, a lot of times that's where people kind of shit the bed, pardon my French. And then they just start to spiral and freak out and, oh, this is more evidence that I'm messing something up or doing something wrong. But it's in the midst of a no, or in the midst of opposite evidence that is completely going in the wrong direction of your end goal, that who are you going to be? Who are you going to be? Who? I'm an owl. Who are you going to be? Because if just in the midst of the opposite evidence, we put our tail between our legs and we run away, like how my dad would say, well, then that's not going to take us anywhere towards where we want to go, right? If you're meant to, I'm not saying that this is like a real thing, right? But I'm just giving it as an example. Let's say that you were going to get 5 no's before you got 3 yeses. Are you willing to pay the price of continuing to decide with each no until you get more yeses than you do with no's? Is this making sense? I hope these examples are landing for you, team. And so anyway,
my guy's there.
Yeah, he is.
I know.
To make a long story short, I remember kind of filming her for like a brief 5 to 10 seconds way back in the day of like her coming out of the room sobbing because these people were abusing her mercilessly on the phone. And
I'd be like, this is not how it works,
Yeah.
I don't even understand your manifestation. Like, this is just not how insurance
This
works.
is just not how things work. This is just not how things work. And so I remember taking a small little clip and I was like, just do what I'm asking you to do. Just please, thank you, Jasmine. Just please do what I'm asking you to do. All right, you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. What's the worst that's going to happen? The same is going to happen? Well, you're already in that boat right now. So it makes more sense to be willing and open-minded enough to try something different. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to come right back here? Well, you're already here. So you might as well have at least trialed and errored this to be able to see, can it help me? So she got the no, she continued to decide. She even got a little chalkboard where she wrote down her affirmations and she would continue to see them and continue to recite them. She got her second no, she continued to decide. She got her third no, she continued to decide. The fourth one, guess what? This person needed this situation, needed this. So we love to use for our business owners, as well as even for ourselves, right? That we attract the specific people who need what we have to offer, right? So it feels like an aligned match, right? What we like to be in those kinds of scenarios because we know our magic in the way that we teach it is going to be perfect for somebody out there. Right? Perfect for hundreds of people, if not thousands of people.
And not everybody it's right for.
Right. And so we don't want the people where what we have to offer isn't what they need.
Yeah, that's okay.
We want the people where what we have to offer is exactly what they need to be successful. The amount of times I've put the affirmation, what I have to offer is exactly what people need to be successful, or I only attract the people where what I have to offer is exactly what they need to be successful, is insane. We work with a lot of business owners. We are business owners ourselves. We teach people how to use quantum physics to quantum leap into their quantum timeline to get these types of insane, crazy results. And then you have evidence of people going from 10K months in their business to 50K months immediately.
Or having no sales to having sales.
Having no sales to having sales. Having 10K months to having 20K months. Having 20K months to having 40K months. Crazy things. I've even had somebody have 20 to 30K averages go all the way up to 205K month, to a 250K month. I have other people that I work with that do 400K months, right? So different people are at different levels, but do you see the beauty of quantum physics and quantum manifestation is that it doesn't matter whether you're at the 10K month, it doesn't matter whether you're at the 400K month. This work is needed at every level, because at every new goal, it's just a new level of your own personal development to be able to evolve and bring yourself there, right? Because the only reason you wouldn't be getting what you want right now is because you have some type of energetic mismatch between you and the desire. That's why we talked about before. The occupation of these people, hair and makeup artist, business owner, real estate, works for Veteran Affairs, florist, a lot of them aren't coaches. They're like business people, like business owners. We've had other people come in and manifest raises, career changes, better jobs. You know,
like my other girl.
Universal law works for everyone, everything, every time, everywhere. We've had people that are authors use it. We've had other individuals that are influencers.
I sent you Dee's message, right? The one who I helped in matter of 3 to 6 months get married, and she's had her 1-year anniversary. Remember Dee?
I do remember Dee now, yeah. Because I also had a D, so I was confused.
She just got her new job.
That's amazing.
Remember? Yeah.
I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Brittany, you are going to be next. You're going to be next. Jasmine is also an incredible success story.
Is that my Brittany?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
Aww.
Your people always show out on these lives.
Brittany.
Yeah.
I'm so happy
Jasmine
she's here.
is one of my OG success stories.
I remember her.
Yeah. She's incredible.
Yeah. Brittany's there. Aaron's there.
Jasmine. Sasha might also be there. I know Josh, I think, is also there.
Josh there?
I think so. I saw him.
Hi, Josh.
We do offer coaching. Coaching is linked in the bio. So we have a lot of different offers depending on the level of support. But
Josh is doing some little bit of training his body.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the last time
fit.
I spoke to him, we were doing some money work also.
Yeah.
Hello. Emma's also here. Miss you guys.
Oh, Emma's there. Nice.
We miss you as well.
Everybody's here.
I am not a fan of SP work. I quit that a long time ago.
But I mean, I'm willing to tap into it. I'm willing to do it.
If you go to the link in my bio, there's coaching with Persis, and then there's coaching with Persis's trained coaches. That would be my mother. That's who you're hearing the commentary with in the background.
Hello.
And so in that situation, you can always go to either of her coaching packages.
I know Persis doesn't do SP no more, but
no.
I'm open to SP.
Yeah.
But, you have to come in with an open mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a reality where you and this person never meet. There's a reality where you and this person are kind of there, kind of not. And there is a reality where you guys are head over heels in love with each other.
Brittany got her SP.
Brittany got her SP and just married them.
She's proof,
Yeah,
She's proof.
absolutely.
It is possible, but you have to be willing to see them in the new version.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to let your old traumas go.
We've got to heal at the root level.
You got to heal them.
To give you an example, even with Jasmine, Jasmine was in a scenario where her husband, wanted to potentially just be separate from her. Yes, it's in the link in my bio. And, she hired me after finding me on lives and, doing a lot of live interview success stories. She liked my approach. She liked the quantum physics. She knew that, science works every time. She appreciated our approach and our scientific, more methods, because science is going to work every time, everywhere, everyone, for every person in every situation, no matter what. I know. And so, that's the beauty of quantum physics, is that I have a lot of conviction in the fact that science doesn't discriminate. It doesn't discriminate based on age, race, background, socioeconomic status, on nothing. You match your energy, you get what you want. It's very simple.
I try telling your story sometimes because I like, eavesdropping when you're coaching.
Yeah.
So I always can learn something from you. When I always go on calls, I'm like, I'm trying to listen to Persis as I'm doing my insurance, see if I can steal something from her. But I never tell the story right where, and I tried telling this the other day to somebody, I forget who, where, I'm going out in the fourth dimension, or you're like, you had a love person,
Yeah.
and you're telling the person, and they're like, I want my person now, and you're like, okay, just decide. And you went out in the fourth dimension, you said, me and your person are sitting there reminiscing, and the only thing that's stopping them is you. Remember that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never can tell it right.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to answer this question over here with Emma, and then we'll go forward. We're jumping around a lot, as you can tell. We get very excited with this type of conversation. So what about changing beliefs around men to manifest better versions of SP or someone else? So
Is that my Emma?
yeah, that's your Emma, or someone better. So here's the thing. This is what we were talking about before, which is actually probably a good idea to bring us back on track, is it's really easy to believe, assume, expect, be in the state of being, the identity, whatever fancy word you want to put on it. It's really easy to be in a positive conviction with positive assumptions, positive beliefs, positive emotions, positive actions, all that stuff, right? When everything is showing you the good things in your reality. When you're getting the positive movement, it's easy to believe good. When you're not getting the positive movement, that's where I want to be skeptical, right? Because the only reason you would be losing love interest, and I know that Emma has been in a scenario where her roster was like Fortune 500 men, right? And so
we discovered something, which I knew about this for Emma, and I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Where she only attracted men that were like wounded, like mother wounds or old relationship wounds. And so she got really far along and she manifested somebody, but then it's like,
next week, Brittany.
It wasn't the right person for her because of these wounds he's had. So I'm always going to attract these type of people if this is what I'm familiar with attracting, unless I see I'm only available for men who have no mama drama wounds. Something like
absolutely.
That,
But here's the thing. When it comes to this type of situation, everything can be shifted, but it's also about your 2.0 self. If you were to imagine your 1.0 self and your 2.0 self, the 1.0 self is the current you, the 2.0 self is the version of you that has the high self-concept, that is loved, worthy, chosen, wanted, special, that believes all the best things about love, that knows that love's rigged in their favor, they only get the best things, they only get the best men or women, people love them, they adore them, all the things that you really want. Is that version of you, the 2.0 you, lusting or chasing or running after someone that isn't respecting them, that isn't choosing them, that isn't showing up for them? What would they do and how would they react in that kind of situation? Do they pull back their energy and just work on themselves and know they are the prize and know they're amazing and know they're incredible and know they're wonderful, and saying that if this person doesn't really want to show up the way that I want, it's honestly kind of their loss, right? That puts you in the best energetic state to be able to get that person or better. But the reason I would say that you'd even be attracting people that are exhibiting certain patterns is because there's still something self-concept based that's screwing you over.
That's what I told her.
It could be something as simple as an I'm not chosen wound, and therefore you attract people, places, or situations that potentially don't fully choose you because they have mommy drama, daddy drama, this baby mama drama, whatever drama.
I told her that, and I love Emma, and I really miss coaching with her, but I told her everything is always going to come back to self-concept. So the answer is, let's just say I've been doing self-concept for 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're doing self-concept for 6 months, and there's nothing wrong with that, we just have to continue to do self-concept until the right men do show up, because I don't have those beliefs anymore.
So here's my hot take on what Mom said. Here's my hot take. If you're doing
an example.
Yeah, I know, I understand. If you're doing self-concept for 6 months, I agree with Mom. You're going to have to keep working on it until it conforms, right? But where I would say is what would be a red flag for me for needing to do it that long is because
I'm not saying she has, but
I'm giving. I know, I understand entirely. Is when you can master where I'm looping back to, because we're going on so many side tangents here.
We're never going to be on alive for 20 minutes. It's never going to happen.
Is when you get the opposite. So one of the things that I know is a big pattern for a lot of people, which is why we hopped on live today, is when you get the opposite, We go back to the old identity. We go back to the old focus. We go back to the old assumptions, old beliefs, old expectations. We're not fully locked into 2.0 self. Because when 2.0 self sees someone that isn't fully choosing them, they're like shoulder shrug, like they don't care, right? They're off living their best life, knowing that this person is lucky to even breathe their air.
Right.
Like, I'm talking about that level. Like,
Damn.
understand that kind of self-concept, right? Understand, like, you're lucky that I want you, because I am so grounded and so solid in the fact that I am a good man or woman. I'm loyal, I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm committed, I'm all in. I show up for my person, I choose them, I'm loyal, I'm faithful, I'm committed, I'm 110% in. And they're just so grounded in self. They're so grounded in self to a point where it's like, well, if you don't want to worship the ground I walk on, someone else does. Literally someone else does. Like, you got to be in that type of mentality of being on that level of a pedestal. And so the reason that these scenarios are still happening is because you have not sat with, processed, alchemized, dealt with the opposite in a way where you could finally step into that. Does that make sense? Kind of, hopefully. It's kind of can be a little difficult to explain. But what I would have you want to master is you've got to alchemize the actual core wounds that are being triggered when people, places, situations don't look the way you want. When you can master your reactions to opposite evidence, your real evidence comes flooding in. You have not mastered the opposite evidence. You have not mastered the opposite evidence. You've not mastered your reaction, to the opposite evidence. And that's why you keep getting more people that need fixing. That's why you keep getting more situations or people that have excuses. Yeah, exactly. And it is because you react to it that you will be in the same boat until you can actually sit with and identify the real things that this is brushing up against and cope with it, alchemize it, shift it, heal it, bop it, lock it, put it in your pocket, whatever funny way you want, whatever words you want to use, that pattern is going to keep coming up. Triggers continue to trigger until you're able to alchemize the trigger and dissolve it at a root level. How do you do that? You're able to master the opposite, like the reaction to the opposite. When you can get to a certain level of reaction to the opposite, like how I just painted 30 seconds ago, a minute ago, then you get all the proof of the good stuff. All the proof of the good stuff. Why? Because you finally alchemize that. It is because it still ticks you off. It's because it still triggers you that you're going to be in a chronic pattern of it continuing to trigger you. It's not going to one day magically not trigger you. You got to be able to deal with the trigger until it doesn't trigger. And then that's when the trigger will completely neutralize and you'll never experience it again, really. It'll be very rare, if anything at all. And that's when your whole reality conforms and folds to you. But it's because there's still an emotional charge to the trigger. It's going to continue to bring you that trigger until you learn the lesson. There's like a famous quote that is like, life will continue to trigger you or bring you lessons until you learn the lesson. When you learn the lesson, it goes away. But the lesson hasn't been learned.
Is that Emma?
Yeah. Uh-huh. And so that's why it's going to continue to come up. And so, why would the 3D be throwing you the opposite? Because you haven't learned that lesson yet. Because you haven't sat with that yet, because you haven't regulated it enough yet, because you haven't alchemized it, because you're not fully in the identity, because when you're shown the opposite, you go back into the old state, right? You need to actually get to a point where you can master your reaction to the opposite. Listen, your ability to master your reaction to the opposite is a big chunk of this equation, because that shows me whether you're fully in the identity, you're fully in the embodiment, you're fully in the assumption, or like I always say, you didn't form an assumption if when you see opposite evidence, you run right back to the old state of being. You didn't form an assumption, you formed a condition. You unconsciously agreed to, well, when it shows me the good stuff, I'll believe. But when it shows me the bad stuff, I'm going to go right back to the old.
Right. And
That's not an assumption. That's not an identity shift. That's not dissolving this at a root level.
you have to really fully shift it internally in your like body to when something happens in the 3D vomit, you're like, I don't care about that.
I don't give a damn.
That's not my reality.
That's
I'm
not
not
my
going to
reality.
react to that. I know
It's not worth my time also.
Exactly.
I know the truth of the situation. And so, yes, you can keep working on self-concept. Yes, you can keep working on the concept of desire. But really, if you're working on it for a long time, it potentially means that you need to help like identify exactly what's ticking you off. And you need to also practice alchemizing your reaction to the negative, right? You have to practice alchemizing that because yeah, I don't know how else to say it, but if a trigger keeps triggering, it's because there's something that hasn't healed. There's something that has not healed.
And I know a big one is chosen.
It's a huge one. It's chosen.
I've 99% of the people who I talk to, it's always chosen.
It's even in business. Even in business, I have people that come to me that are doing 400K months and their self-concept is still, here and there. It's beautiful to see actually when you work with people. It doesn't matter whether they're at the 10K month level, whether they're at the 400K month level. It's different degrees of self-concept issues. It's different degrees of nervous system safety issues.
Yep.
I've had people at 400K months also feel like I need to keep getting to that next level. Why? Because I don't have value if I'm not earning. That slapped me in the face. I was like, shit, that's deep.
I mean, that's pretty deep.
That is deep. I had another girl, my florist, who's doing 50K months, $50,000 months in her florist business. She came to me at 20K. She jumped to 50K after a few months of working together. We've been working together for 4 months now. And one of the things we alchemized in one of our somatic sessions, I decided to use one of our coaching sessions as a somatic session is I don't have value if I'm not earning money. Damn.
Well, that's like a slap in the face.
Damn. I have another girl who's my real estate girl that went from 20 to 30K all the way up to 205K immediately and then 250K. And now she does $250,000 months. And now we're going for 400K months. And she has this thing inside her where she has a lot of familial wounds, meaning that her family prioritized the blood, sweat, and tears and struggle and suffering. And she was shamed a lot growing up for wanting the designer, the finer things in life, to be able to have money and to hold it. And she has a sister. And her sister was always given more time, more love, more energy, more attention from her parents because she prioritized the blood, sweat, and tears. She prioritized the need to suffer. And so she had often told me on calls that there's a part of me that feels like, do I need to implode my life and implode my marriage and implode my financial situation to get my parents' love? Because that's what it feels like. Damn. A lot of you guys don't realize how deep this stuff is sitting inside of you because you've never really sat down and had these kinds of coaching conversations. Our coaching is not surface level. Here's 4 affirmations and a pat on the bottom and have a nice day. We're alchemizing stuff at a soul level. We're alchemizing things at the root. We're doing a complete subconscious identity and nervous system audit because you need all 3 to be successful. We don't just do one, we tackle the whole human and we see what are the parts of the self-concept subconscious that's off. What's the parts of the nervous system that's off? What parts of the identity are not fully locked in? And then we create you a completely customized plan and routine and structure that you're going to do daily to be able to alchemize and obliterate that resistance to put you in direct alignment with what you want so you start seeing movement really quick. It's a very common thing for people to tell us, I did this in 4 years and I got more movement in 4 weeks than in 4 years. Because you don't realize a lot of the times, and maybe you do, that manifestation work is precision work. It needs to be precise. If you're just doing generic or surface level stuff, you'll get generic and surface level outcomes.
Look at all those hearts you're getting.
I know, I love it.
My goodness, you must feel so special.
I feel so special. And so you need the complete blueprint customized to your subconscious. Your subconscious and how you've been hurt is different than how I've been hurt. But imagine if we both just got generic plans, generic routines. It's not going to work. You need to understand your precise stuff and how to shift it in a permanent, tangible way to be able to get your stuff and get it to last.
Everybody's wounds are going to be different of the stories that I have been told, but it's still going to come back to, I'm not good enough, I'm not chosen because of X, Y, and Z. And so that's why it's so important to have those, specifics around it, or it won't ever change.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a hard conversation, but they have to be had.
It has to be had. I've had so many people on these calls, they're not even realizing how deep the coaching is until they're actually inside the container. Because a lot of this stuff, remember, your reality is a byproduct of your last 3 months of thoughts, beliefs, assumptions, identity, embodiment, expectations. So if you don't like what you're seeing now, that's what you have been silently regurgitating in your mind, body, and spirit. And that's why you're continuing to create that. You're not getting this, whatever this is in your current reality, by accident. You're getting it because a part of your energy is still a match to it. That should alarm you. That alarmed me when I first found that out, because I was thinking to myself, why is it I'm spending so much time for the past 3 years downloading all the videos about manifestation? I know everything there is to have a PhD in manifestation, but yet my life is still crap. And it was because, oh crap, I haven't actually shifted those parts of me. Yeah. I've been an acquirer of knowledge, but not an integrator of knowledge. A lot of times you don't need more knowledge. You need someone to help you precisely identify the energetic mismatch and hold the space for you to shift it. Not only is a custom plan really important in this process to make sure everything's tailor-made to you so that results fall in quite quickly, but a lot of times, even if I just give you the full custom plan of exactly what you need and you don't have the support of someone to come back to when your 3D's vomiting on you, you don't have the support to come back to when someone ghosts you or when a client falls out of a contract or when you get passed over on the promotion or when you don't get the job, it can be very challenging in majority of instances, not all instances, but it can be very challenging for you to sit there and be your own coach. A lot of times, a big part of the reason why some people aren't going ahead is because they know they need support, but they're continuing to try to DIY it themselves. It's like, how many more years of your life are you willing to exchange to be able to continue to DIY it? So our clients that come in and they pay us because we have certain coaching options that are compared to none. Some of these coaching options allow you to have our personal phone number to text us unlimited anytime you need, 24/7. For like 6 weeks or a month or 3 months, depending on the types of packages you're choosing. Not a lot of coaches give enough of a care about their clients to be able to do that. But I know a big part of the reason why we have such incredible success is because we allow people to have very close, intimate access to us. So that anytime they have a problem, they have a doubt, they have a worry, they have a concern, they have an issue. Jasmine knows it. She was in my texting package. She was in the unlimited package. They have the ability to reach out to someone. Emma knows it. She was in the unlimited package. Josh knows it. Aaron knows it. Having an ability to reach out to a coach who can analyze your situation on the spot and be like, okay, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. This is how we're going to shift it. This is how we're going to obliterate this situation. This is how we're going to obliterate the resistance in the next 5 minutes. This is what we're going to do. This is what I want you to do. This is why this is happening. A good part of it is also explaining it. Why is this happening? Why is this happening right now? And when you know that, and then you know how to shift it, you start to take it less personally, because guess what? When we see opposite evidence, what do we love to do? We love to take it personally. Yes, we do. We make it mean, yep, see, there's evidence of why it's not working. Yep, see, there's evidence of why it's not happening. Yep, see, there's evidence why it's not shifting. But when you have someone to reach out to you to talk you off that ledge, tell you why it's happening, and tell you the precise things you need to do to get it to go away, to neutralize it in the body so that you can start to attract the correct evidence, sometimes even as early as 10 minutes later or an hour or a day later, right? A few days later, it depends on the person, obviously. Everything becomes radically different. So there's different packages, 2 main ones for different levels of support. Do you want the one that you think is going to set you up for success, the one with the texting and the hands-on support? Or do you feel like, okay, if you just tell me what to do, when to do it, how to react, how to respond, how to correct my brain, I'm going to put my head down, run my race, and be off to the races. I don't really need texting because that's like, I'm a more independent person. I just need to understand what I'm doing at each stage, and then I'll be good. Then the 4-call package is for you. Then it's not the unlimited package, right? But if you feel like having that unlimited package is going to make a difference, well, if you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your ability to go forward, to heal, to move ahead in these certain areas that you haven't been able to because you know you're playing small and you're not actually achieving or receiving the full things that you want, having the texting is just the better option. I always say it's better to have more support than less support. If I'm going to invest in myself, I might as well get the level of support that I feel like I need. And it's okay for some people to be like, I don't need texting. I'm not really going to use it. Then don't get it. Don't pay for something you're not going to use or you're not going to really have. It's not going to be important for you. But if you feel like, oh, that would really help me, that would make a game-changing difference, don't try to limit yourself to a smaller support when you know you probably need more.
I always feel more is better, especially in the beginning.
It's better, especially in the beginning, because in the beginning, your 3D is going to vomit on you. How are you going to react is going to determine the level of results that you get and the level of success that you get.
I agree.
If quantum physics is going to work every single time, everywhere, no matter what, for every single human being, you just need to be able to hack it for you. That's all you need to be able to do. There is no reality where you shift the precise stuff that's holding you back and the universe just goes, I'm not in the mood. I don't feel like giving her or him the outcome or the results.
But the key is when the 3D's vomiting, not to entertain that particular.
And to reach out to us.
Okay, and to be like, okay, well, this is what's going on. What do I need to do?
Hey, Persis, this is bothering me right now. Tell me what I need.
Yes.
Jasmine said being able to text Persis throughout the day about anything was essential to my success.
Yeah, Ellie's really making use of her texting.
I love it.
Yeah, she's really making use of it.
Yeah, the full package makes you feel like you're important to success. I love that so much. You know, it's funny, Jasmine, specifically, I'll say to Jasmine, because Jasmine was one of my clients. I remember, like, towards the end of our package, I remember exactly where I was.
Look at all those hearts.
I know. I remember exactly where I was when you were texting me about your husband. And not only did Jasmine restore her marriage, she healed her self-concept. She got a brand new rock. She got a new house. She got her husband a new job. She got herself a new job. They're going on vacations. Like literally, like her life is completely 180. I'm sure she maybe even has more results. If you want to even do like a renewal live, we can, of like 2 years later or however many years later, like how things have been. But I just love seeing clients win. I mean, we literally like glow for you guys' success. You're our whole world. We love being able to help you because we see your day one and we see your end state. And, you know, it fills us with an immense amount of pride that we're able to help people in the way we are. This is very deep alchemy work. This is very deep healing work, but it's going to be the most fruitful thing you do for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's only going to benefit from the changes that you get to live in your life with your improved self-concept. When you fundamentally shift your money blocks, or the places where your energy is a mismatch to that raise, that 10K month, 20K month, 100K month, 500K month, it doesn't matter. This work is needed for any and every desire at every level. I know it as someone who was taking a lot of pride in hustling. I was exactly like the other client where I needed to work hard to achieve worth, to achieve success, right? And it wasn't until I dealt with my crap that after a certain level, you know, your subconscious is going to continue to make you work for it. Continue to make you work for it. And there's only going to be so much hustle you can do before you need to step into prioritizing alignment. Your reality is a byproduct of 80%, maybe even 90%, I'll say 80% manifestation alignment. And the only 20% is the actual effort or the actual strategy. Your reality bends to the energy work. It does not bend to your effort. You can effort until the cows come home. If that was the case, the hardest working people wouldn't be the poorest people. Then we'd all be sipping pina coladas on mega yachts if that was the case. Right? So we have to accept responsibility that the energy work is what's missing. What are you attracting? What part of you is still making that is still a match to that? And now let's shift it. Let's master your reaction to the opposite. Let's alchemize. Let's precisely identify what's screwing the pooch here. What's ruining this whole thing from flooding in right now. Precision work in manifestation is not being offered everywhere. I love it because I know it's what they need to be successful. We would not have the caliber of results we have if we did not give people the level of support we give.
I love seeing all my clients succeed, and so many clients have so many wins, successes.
It's crazy.
Different lives, however you want to say it. But the goal is, even when you're starting this work and you're not,
you got to come ready to work.
You have to be ready.
You're not going to just be able to pay some money and say, you dissolve my stuff. That's not how that works.
You have to do the work, and you have to be willing to be uncomfortable for whatever time frame it is.
Are you willing to be temporarily uncomfortable? We say this so often, it probably makes people's ears bleed.
I know, I say it so often.
Are you willing to be temporarily uncomfortable to fundamentally change the trajectory of your life? Some people are willing to be temporarily uncomfortable to fundamentally change the trajectory of their love life, so they come in. The people that aren't, don't come in. Let me look you dead in your soul and say, do not pay us. Do not come in.
No.
Do not do anything.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You gotta be ready when you're ready. Some people are just not ready to actually go into that big boy league yet.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's literally nothing wrong with that.
When you're ready, we're here.
But don't try to come in and skirt by with minimal effort. It's not going to work. We're going to have to touch some of your traumatic crap. I can't go into your head, nor can any coach go into your head and reprogram it for you. You got to come ready to face your stuff, ready to leave your baggage at the door and say, I deserve shit now, damn it. I'm ready to claim it. I'm done holding myself back. I'm done with this BS. I know I'm meant for more. Until you have your line in the sand moment, it's not going to change. Not because I don't want it to, but because that's just not how manifestation law works. How's it going to work that way? It doesn't. Somebody explain that to me, how it works that way. You must have found some new manifestation law that says we don't have to change anything and we can just get what we want still with crap beliefs. That's not how it works. You're going to be challenged. Are you willing to be challenged? Are you willing to be challenged? Are you willing to be challenged to fundamentally change your love life, to fundamentally change the trajectory of your financial future for yourself, for your family? You're the only one that's going to benefit from you changing your life. You're the only one that's going to benefit. Your life is the one that's going to get better. Nobody else benefits from you healing your stuff. But are you ready to heal your shit and get what you want? You're going to need to be challenged. You're going to be uncomfortable. So what? You got to be willing to say, I'm willing to go all in for myself. I deserve that shit, damn it. I deserve it. This is how it works. This is how it works. The people that see success are the people that come in and they're like, tell me what to do, coach, put me in. I'm ready. Fourth quarter, let's go.
But you have to be willing to come in and do that work, and be uncomfortable.
You have to.
And we're here whenever you're ready.
And please don't come in a moment earlier. Lovingly and respectfully, it's like, I want people to understand we are not some kind of a miracle worker. And just by paying a coach doesn't get you an outcome. But we will give you everything we have in the toolbox and everything else that we can to fundamentally set you up for success, to give you things that other maybe coaches or programs or situations don't offer. The preciseness, the container, the unlimited access, the made for you, custom made situation that a lot of people are missing. to fundamentally heal at a root level.
All right, you're over your 20 minutes. I just want
Yeah,
to let
we
them
gotta
know.
go. We've got some things to do.
We could really talk about this like all day.
I could take one aspect and do it for like 4 hours,
Yeah,
but we don't have that type of time. I would say I don't have any programs, Christina. We don't do programs, we do personal coaching. We found the biggest success has happened from people just coming in and being one-on-one with me or my mom. And that way you can tell us your situation. We can do the complete audit of exactly what's holding you back, create a customized plan made just for you based on your resistance and what you need to do to be able to shift it to get all your results.
Because it's not going to give you the support, you know what I mean?
And then the support to help you. And then the support. Yes, everything is linked in my bio. That's where everything lives. I hope you guys have enjoyed this live.
So
I hope you
sweet. I
feel
want to let everybody know it's
conviction.
so kind to keep giving those likes and those
I
hearts.
really appreciate all the
very
love,
sweet.
all the hearts. You know, we love what we do. We want to see more and more people be successful. 100,000 people be successful. 200,000 people be successful. It happens when you guys are binging these videos, liking, sharing, commenting, pushing it out. There's over 600 videos here for you to watch to see, are we your vibe? Do you like that kind of thing, or maybe not? You need more of a hand-holding type of approach. Maybe we might not be the best for you, but we're going to activate you into that highest timeline. We're going to show you exactly what to shift and exactly how to shift it to be able to get results to land in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 90 days or less. It's going to come as soon as you can get behind it. We're going to give you everything and more to be able to do it, but you got to do the work. I can't do your affirmations for you.
No, we can't do it for you.
I can't do it for you, but I can fundamentally set you up in a way that other coaches don't to make it to that all you got to do is show up and do the work. Imagine something that simple. Imagine something that easy. We've taken off a big part of the load so you can just continue to do the work, continue to do the plan, continue to reach out to us. Hey, Persis, something's triggering me. Hey, Kim, Persis, something's triggering me. Hey, I need a little bit of a pep talk. Hey, this situation happened. No one's going to give you that type of unprecedented access the way we are, because we care about your results. We care about you going forward. We want you to have the support that you need. Some people are going to fly with coaching unlimited. Some people are going to fly and they don't need the texting. Pick what you need. There's payment plans as well. Reach out to us via the email. Go stalk the bio. Go give me a follow over on Instagram. That is a place where you can go to my highlights tab and see crazy results. We're using quantum physics to get quantum money. We're using quantum physics to get quantum results. The results are stupendous. People have attracted 7 figures in 30 days. People have gone from 20K to 200K in 30 days. People have gone from 20K to 40K in a couple of months. One thing I know for certain and 2 things for positive, that's not how that goes. But 1 thing for certain and 2 things for positive is that this work is needed at every level. It doesn't matter whether you're trying to attract in your soulmate. It doesn't matter whether you're at a 10K month. It doesn't matter whether you're at a 100K month. It doesn't matter whether you're trying to go for $1 million month. At every level, there's different resistance that comes up. But once you get out of the bottom level, things become easier, right?
You're only going to get more results.
You're only going to get more results. Aaron has been with us for a long time.
I love Aaron.
He's been with us for
came
like
to
a
see
year.
us.
Yeah, he's been with us for a year.
I know.
Having a little
I love
VIP
Aaron.
day in Orlando with us. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. If you have any questions, my DMs are there. Have an amazing weekend. We shall chat soon, team.